In today's video, we're looking to see how used golf clubs compare to new ones with a complete wedge comparison test. Let's find out if spending the big bucks on brand new golf clubs is a must for all golfers. Be ready for some surprising results, or better yet, give us your prediction down in the comments. Enough with the chatting, let's get into this one. What's up guys, Lou here for Golf Avenue. If you ever shopped on a website in the past, you probably noticed that we rate every single one of our clubs. And these ratings are based on three different aspects: the grip, the shaft, and the club head, which is split into three: the top, the face, and the sole. The combination of all these ratings give your clubs its ultimate condition ranking. So if you want to know if the highest rated golf club is really worth your money, or if you want to see how used golf clubs compare to new ones, make sure to stick around for the result. First step, let's go grab our wedges. Alright guys, so you're probably wondering which wedge we're going to use. So we're going to show you, and we're going to go pick 5 clubs in total, one of each condition. So let's start with our first one right here. So here we go guys, the mild grind wedge from TaylorMade. It is pretty basic wedge. This one, I believe it's in the good condition. We're going to go see as we go along. And then we're going to bring all of them to one of our experts here at the warehouse. He's going to take a look at them, let us know what the difference is between all the condition is. And then we're going to bring them to the studio to test them out on the screen and see the difference in performance. So let's go grab our second club. Here, another mild grind. Back looks nice. Club head looks pretty nice as well. Let's go grab our third one right here. If I had a guess, I would say fair. This one is really worn out. This one, I believe, is excellent. It's barely been hit, so it looks like a new one. We're just missing right club here, right? So let's go and get our new one just right this second. And here we are. Let's get our club inspected. You're probably wondering how golf clubs get inspected and how the rankings get determined. We've decided to let you meet one of our experts here, Mark. So let's show him our wedges. So here I've got 5 wedges for you to inspect. What I'd like for you to do is take a look at each one of them. Let me know how you would rank them personally, and also let me know what the difference is between conditions. So let's look at our first one.
Yes, so as you can see, this is the new one. We give you the pleasure to open it straight from the plastic. So obviously the club is new. There's not much to inspect here.
Yeah, we're good, I think.
So
this one
we're good with this one,
right? Yeah.
Absolutely. Afterwards, this one you can see, we would rate it as excellent. The whole condition is still pretty good. So max it would have probably 3-4 rounds of golf, not much more than that. We would rate it as excellent. Afterwards, the next rating would be very good. So as you can see, there's some playability, but not too much. There's only some scratches here and there. No major chips or anything to point out. So this would be rated as very good. And afterwards, we would go for the good condition. As you can see, there's a bit more scratch marks and also some chips at the toe and as well on the sole. So we would put this one as good condition. Finally, our last rating pair, which is still playable, but as you can see, the face is definitely more worn. It has had a lot of use.
Yeah, and I'm guessing the grooves probably wouldn't be as sharp, but that's also part of the reason why we're going to test those clubs. We're going to go and see if the older and more worn out clubs actually show up a decrease in performance. In your opinion, do you think there's going to be a major difference between any of these clubs?
The more the condition degrades, you're going to have less spin rate, so you're going to have to expect that for sure. Then it's just going to be about your budget and what you want to choose.
That makes a lot of sense. Hey, thanks again, Mark.
No problem.
See ya. Now we're gonna bring them to the studio to test them out. So as you can see, set up our camera here. The golf ball that we'll be using is the TaylorMade rocket balls. This is the one that we have in our simulator right now. They're great balls. They'll perform just as well. And since we're using the same ball for every club, there's not gonna be any discrepancy when it comes to performance. We're all set up for our test. We'll just hit a few shots just to get the swing going, just get the blood flowing. And once we're ready, I'll start hitting the different wedges. We'll talk about them after we hit them, just to look at the stats quickly, compare how they're doing. And once we're done, we'll finally compare all of them together, one against another, just to see how much of an impact the different conditions can have when you're buying a club. So let's get to it. Let's start right down the middle with our test. We'll start with our very good model. This one wasn't too much damage on the club face, as you can see from the images. It looks pretty nice, generally speaking, and we'll probably use this as our basis. Let's get going with this first one, and we'll see with the others after. Alright guys, we just got finished with testing. We'll review them individually at first, and then we'll rank them and compare them all against one another. Let's first start with our very good condition club. So overall, nothing specific to report with a very good condition club. It performed just as I expected it to perform. If we look at the chart, the spin rate is just around 9,500 mark, which is what we were looking for during that test. Carry and total distance were also what I was expecting out of this club, especially a used golf club. This club will have some stopping power once it's out in the course. So next up, we're going one condition grade over. We're going to look at the excellent condition club. So it's almost just like a brand new one. and I'm getting the chance to hit it again for you guys, and we'll be able to compare the condition once we've hit a few shots with it. So let's get to it. Some quick notes on our excellent club. Well, first of all, it doesn't look as excellent anymore. We had a ball with a few Sharpie marks on it, and now the club is marked. So a lot of the same for our excellent condition club. We're nearing the 9,500 mark if we look at the chart here again. The most interesting thing though is that we're a bit shorter in terms of carry and total distance, but that can easily be explained because the height was so much higher with the excellent golf club. And if you look at it more closely, the total distance is shorter than the average carry distance, and that is because we managed to produce backspin with the high spin levels and the high height of our shot with the excellent golf club. All right, next up, we're looking at our good condition club. I'm interested to see how it performs. The good condition simply means that it might have a little rougher look aesthetically, but in terms of performance, we're gonna try and see how much of a difference you're actually paying for. So let's get to it. Here again, the performance will be eye-catching just because the longest carry and total distance that we recorded during this test. Part of the reason why is because the ball speed was so high compared to the other club. It was actually at 78.4 miles per hour, which is slightly higher than the other club and explains the longer distance as well. Overall though, the longer distance is not to worry too much about because the stopping power is still there. While we're not getting the backspin, we're still getting our stopping power as we're nearing 9,500 marks in terms of spin rate. So pretty good in terms of a good condition club. Now for the club we've all been waiting for, the fair condition club. So looking at its performance right away, you'll notice that the distance, both total and carry, or shorter than the other clubs, sitting in the middle 70s or a little higher in there. The reason for that, if you look at the ball speed, it will be much lower than the other clubs we tested. And the reason for that is not because I was swinging slower. If you look at the club speed, it was the same as the other clubs. But overall, it looks like this club might be losing out on some of its pop. But despite the lower distances, there are a few things that deserve our praise. Most notably, the high spin rates from this club. Originally, I thought it was due because of the extra nicks and like maybe grit on the face from all the use that it's had over time. But actually, when I tried this club out later in another testing session just on my own, I was barely able to get it to the 9,300 mark, which is not great considering that, well, you're looking for a high level of spin when you're using your wedges. I had one question remaining though when I first tested this club out. Is the higher spin rates really worth the loss in distance? Now that we've reviewed these clubs individually, it's time to rank them against each other using the two key data points that we identified earlier, being spin rates and carry distance. We'll use other data points to put the two main ones into context, but overall, these will be the two determining factors for the rankings. So let's first look at our spin rates ranking, which our Trackman simulator calculates in revolutions per minute. So right away, you'll notice that the fair condition club is topping the rankings here, but this was most likely a fluke as I wasn't able to produce these numbers once again when I tested the club a second time. Overall though, the main takeaway is that used golf clubs can produce just as much spin as new or excellent golf clubs, meaning that you don't necessarily have to spend all that money to get the spin you're looking for on the golf course. You just have to pay attention to the condition of the face and just see how whole the club is. So once again here, the lower end condition clubs are topping the chart. In terms of the fair and the good condition, obviously the ball speed will play a key role. And same goes with the very good, who had the similar ball speed to the excellent and the new golf club, but still sets itself apart. The most notable stat here has to be the performance of the fair condition club. Its distance and ball speed were much lower than the other clubs, especially considering that the club head speed was the same as the new and the good condition club, which leads me to believe that the fair condition club, well, especially this one, the one that we tested, it's probably losing out on some of its pop. Well, based on the results from our test, it's easy to see that good or even fair condition clubs can easily rival with excellent or even new condition ones. We did conduct this test inside, so it'd be interesting to see if the results are different outside, but overall, this is what we can assume from the results we got. The tests that we conducted prove that you don't really have to spend all the big bucks on the brand new golf clubs. Maybe in the case of the fair golf clubs, you might want to look out from some clubs. This one specifically, it's losing out on some of its pop. So you might want to look for a used golf club in the best condition possible so you save money, but also get as much performance as possible. Just something to think about. All right, so this concludes our wedge comparison test. I was certainly surprised by some of the results, but what about you guys? What do you think was going to happen? Let us know down in the comments. And while you're at it, let us know what club type you'd like to see us test next time. You want to do your own experiment at home? Well, now's your chance. With Golf Avenue, you get to try your clubs at home for 30 days. And you're getting different results than we did? Share them with us. We'll be happy to read them. Before we let you go, we'd really appreciate it if you could like this video and subscribe to Golf Avenue's channel. You've made it this far in the video, which means you're probably a true golf passionate, like anyone who subscribed to Golf Avenue's channel. And why not follow us on socials like TikTok and Instagram for even more quality golf content? You can find all the links mentioned in this video in the description below. For Golf Avenue, I've been Lou. Until next time.